Welcome to my Tronxy X3S Printer. Okay, in this video I'm going to show you that I got rid of the original Tronxy mainboard. I then installed a second board, a MakerBase MKS Gen L version 1 board. That board is a Ramps 1.4 supported board, just the same as the cheaper Ramps board shown here, which is the Arduino Mega version. Okay, so let's get started then. Okay, I've got my MKS board, which is the Gen L version 1, and just before I actually connect the board to the computer, I'm going to go down here, I'm going to right click and then go to Device Manager. Okay, wait for that to open there. Device Manager is open. I'm going to plug in the board via USB. So this board is just connected with the USB cable at the moment. That is all. If you can see there, the COM port came up when I plugged that in. If I expand this, there it's showing USB serial CH340. That's on COM port 4. If I unplug the board, that will disappear. Okay, plug it back in. That comes back up COM port 4. Okay, not very often you get problems when you install COM ports. If you do, if you get like a conflict with another port, you can actually change it. Try some different USB ports first to see if it changes the COM port number. If not, double click this in Device Manager, go to Port Settings, go to Advanced. Okay, here you can change the COM port. I'm not going to change it in this case, but I'm just showing you that you can select a different number and see if that helps you. So what you would actually do is click a different COM port, click OK, close that down, and then when you go back to Device Manager, that would actually show a different number. So if I just cancel that, okay, so if I change that say to COM port 10, that would show COM port 10 now. So now we'll close Device Manager. This is Device Manager just to give you an idea, just to make sure everything's working so far. Okay, so now we need the software. So in my case I got Windows 10. I'm going to go to the Microsoft Store and I'm going to search for Arduino, which will be the software. So let's click that search again. Okay, so that's come up already. So Arduino IDE app is what you'll use for Windows 10. If you're using different Windows, please go to Arduino website, see if you can find the Arduino website and find the appropriate download for Windows for your Windows version. Okay, so if I click on here, okay, so I would normally click on here to install, and in this case it is installed. When you finish installing, you launch it and then it will open the program. So this is what will open up. Wait for that to finish. If you just bear with me guys, this is in real time at the moment, so we just wait for things to happen. This laptop isn't very fast. So now this has opened up. That was the last thing that was opened anyway, which is what we want to get into anyway, but just for this purpose, let me minimize that. Once that program, after you launched it, just close it. Okay, so close this and then close the Arduino program. So let me just go to Arduino and I'll, just for this purpose, I'll close it. Okay, so now you'll be looking for the download file. That will be linked in the video. When I finish the video, there'll be a link description there. I have my download already on my computer, so let's go downloads, see if I can find it. So this is the download that you'll get. This is already unzipped, so you will have to unzip it. So we'll open this. So this would be Marlin X3S to ramps 1.4. That on there is just the date when I compiled it. So open that up and open it up. So let's just scroll down. I'll tell you when it gets to the file that we need to open. A bit quicker. Okay, this file here is the one you want to open. Notice this one's got the logo and it's an INO file. Okay, so we'll double click that. Just wait for that to open. Okay, now I'm going to close this download section. So notice before we had this file here come up. When you first open Arduino, this will not come up. Okay, just a couple of tips before we get going. Just check a few things. A couple of things you want to check is to make sure that this U8 glib.h file is installed. You'll really need this if you've got depends on the display that you're using. You may or may not need it, but you could probably install this anyway. So just to check to make sure you have this installed, we will go to Sketch. We will go Include Library. Now you scroll down till you can find that file. If that is not on the software that I've downloaded for you, you'll need to download that manually. So to do so, I'll show you where to go. So we will go to just one second, I've just got to remember where I'm. Okay, sketch folder, just bear with me a sec, I've forgotten where I'm at the moment. So I think we go to tools, tools, manage libraries, here we go, and we wait for that to open. So notice here we've got a search bar here, so we can search what we're looking for. So we will type in exactly that. You can probably copy just this area here, or you can type it in. So we'll type that in here. So U8 glib. Okay, now notice we've got a few other things come up here. We want that exact one, so we'll scroll down so we can find it. Okay, so this is the one we want. So notice here the install is grayed out. That is because I've already got it installed. So you would click install there, let that install, and then you would close this. Now to get that back up, you would go back to the sketch folder, you would go to here, and then you would find it in here once it's installed. So then you would click on that, and then that would add the line there. So I don't need that there twice, so I'll just for this purpose at the moment, I'll go, no, can't undo that, so I'll just delete that line. Okay, so I've deleted that because I've already got it there. Okay, so let's move on. So now we have this loaded. What you need to do is go to configuration H file. Just a few things you want to check. This is already set up for the Tronxy printer that I have. So that is the Tronxy X3S. So if you have that exact printer, it should work for you if you haven't changed too much. Providing with the board you plug in the stepper motors the right way around on the connections. The MSK Gen board, I can only plug it in one way around, so I can't get it wrong, so the configuration works fine for that board. With the other board, the cheaper ramps board, you can actually plug it in either way. So if you have a problem, you can change your connections around the other way first to see if that works. If not, you can go into configuration H file, and just bear with me because I've got to find out where this folder is, and you can change the direction of the stepper motors. I'm going pretty quick here, so just bear with me a sec. I think I know roughly where it is. Okay, so around this area, immediately, hang on, just trying to see. Okay, invert the stepper direction, change. So if you want to change the stepper direction, you got X, you got Y, and you got Z. You can change false, like in this case I got false, false, true. So the Z I had to reverse because that's the way it's configured on here. If you need to change any of these configurations, false you would change to true, and this one here you would change to false. I'm just giving you examples to reverse what is already here. So if I change that to true, that would reverse the direction of X, and so on. So this is the setting I've got at the moment, and it all works good for me. So if you have the MSK Gen board, leave this as it is, it should be fine. Okay, one other thing to check, your display, the LCD display. The LCD display that I have is the rewrap discount full graphics smart controller. So notice here that this is defined, and this is on the default software that you'll download. If you don't have that, what you want to do is just put the 2 lines in there, that undefines it. Just scroll up and down and look for the type of controller that you have through the list, and then select the one you have. Let's just say it's this one here, the Zone Star. You would just get rid of the 2 lines and then it's defined. Okay, that's just the example. Okay, one other important step that you need to do, if your display has an SD card on it, you need to activate that. I don't have it on the board, I have it on my display. So let's scroll up to where the there we are. Okay, define SD support, so that's for the card. So notice I've got that defined. Again, if I put the 2 lines in, that disables the SD support on the display. Okay, so mine's on the edge of the display. Okay, so define. Okay, so that's all good. Now just one other thing we need to make sure is your settings for the board. Okay, so we go to tools. This is before you do any uploads. Oops, go tools, go board, Arduino, Genuine, Mega or Mega 2560. Make sure you have that, so that will come up here. Make sure underneath that you got the 80 Mega 2560, Mega 2560 selected. Then you make sure you got your port, which be COM port 4. So if I plug this back in, it will come back up. Just give it a sec. So I plug the board back in. Remember I showed you in the device manager before. Okay, if that hasn't come up, I'll close that and I'll just open it again. It will come up. Okay, COM port 4. There we go. So that, oops, so that tick is just showing that that's reading the board. If you're not sure, you've got a little tool here that says get board information. So now that's telling me it definitely is reading the board and it's ready to upload a sketch. Okay, so that's all the settings you want on now, so please make sure you have those settings. If you have a different kind of board, there's not much I can help you with. If the board is totally different, you might have to Google, and maybe what you could then do is just copy the settings for Marlin and have your own setup of Marlin. Just copy the configuration settings from here if you've got the same printer. Okay, so now we've done all that. There is a verify. I don't bother with that, I skip that. I normally go to upload. So if I hit upload, This is going to take a while. While I'm waiting, I'll just click back here. So now this is going to take a while to compile, so this will compile down now, and then it will do its stuff, and then it will finish. Okay, so I'll probably skip this bit of video to the end, and then I'll show you the finished product with just a test on the screen. Okay, so this is a good sign when you get the writing here. That means it's actually right into the board. It says uploading. Okay, this can probably take some time, just depending on if it's the first sketch or not to your board. So this there says done uploading. This is what we want to see. Just one thing to check at this point, make sure you have this on your setup. If you don't, I'll just quickly show you where to get that. If you don't have it, you go sketch, sketch, just check down this area here, make sure you have that. If you don't have it, you go to tools, manage libraries. Now you just search this in here, so okay, so you search that. Oh, done it wrong way around. Okay, search that in there. You want the exact copy of that, so what you do, there it is there. Now that's right there. So I can't install that because I've already installed it, but you'd want to install that just to make sure you have it. When you finish, press close. If you need that to come back up, you go back to sketch, you go include library, it will come up down here, and then you click on this here, and then when you click on that, that will come up here. If I click that, it'll install again, and I'll have to delete one of the lines. Okay, so that's how you set it up, and I hope this helps you at this stage. Okay, so this is the board been configured with Marling, and this is the display. Okay, just a quick test. Just run for the menu. Right, I can't select too much because I've got nothing else connected to the board and I'll get errors. If I do, let's just see how far I get before I get an error. If I press auto home, then I will get an error for sure. Because nothing else is connected on the board. So it's just telling me it's not sensing any motors or any power. It's thinking, why did I not select it? Okay. There you go, home you failed, printer halted. That's only because the connections are not connected and powered up. But once all that's done, you shouldn't have a problem. The cheaper ramps board, which has the Arduino board underneath plugged in. I won't separate at the moment, but that's the Arduino Mega 2560. Okay, here we go. Exactly the same Marling configuration, which will work with the Tronxy X3S. And same again. Control panel. If I click on the actual like auto home, that will still come up with the fault again because there's nothing else connected on the board. No actual proper power, no motors or anything connected. There we go, homing failed. Interesting one is with this, when you've got this board, if you press the normal reset, nothing happens. So in order to reset the this one here, we have to go for the reset on the actual the ramps board at the top. then you get a full reset. So just on the cheaper ramps board here, it's just one thing to bear in mind. I've got a video on how to better this, how to extend this, so yeah, please look out for the links for that video and that will help you. Okay, I hope this video helped you. Please like and subscribe. Sorry it's a little bit long, but this has as much information as I can think of to try and help you. I'm still new at this myself, so I'm no expert, so yep. Okay, well thanks for watching my video, and please like my YouTube channel. Thank you.